whatever you guys use, send that out. Start inviting people over and over. And I had some back and forth with Get Air. And so they are going to allow our whole group to come on out. They're going to just shut it down again and just let just our group come on out. And so we'll have the whole place to ourselves. I think you still have to wear your masks. I don't know how exactly that's going to work. Just don't touch your eyes or your face the entire time we're there, okay? And then, so I just got all that worked out with them yesterday afternoon. So they're going to have the whole place for us again. So that'll be our Friday night thing. They're going to do the whole glow, shut down, and have all that fun stuff for us. So that's going to be a great time, guys. Everything else is still going to be normal. The only thing, and I know that's like one of the best parts, is just the host home part. But just come right back up, and then we will start right back up here at 11 o'clock, I think is what time we said, on Saturday, and then go straight from there. So everything else, be a part. It's going to be a great time. Everything's going to be in the worship center. It's going to be a ton of fun. So don't miss out. I don't want this to kind of sneak up on us. So start getting signed up. Even if you're not paying yet, go ahead and register. If you're like, I'm 100% no, I'm going, tell your parents to start registering and getting signed up now. Our meeting for parents is here in 2 Sundays from now, so we need to get everything we can turned in. We have to order shirts this week. I just want to remind you guys that, because every year, if you're like, this isn't my size, I can't get your size if you don't register in time. So get everything turned in that you can, like today. Tell your parents, go online right now, sign up for me, register. That way you know you're going to get the shirt size that you requested, even if they pay later. So do that for me. Send it out to your friends. Invite. It's going to be an awesome time. So that's the big thing. If you're there online, you can go do it right now. Just click on over, keep listening, and register. That's our only big announcement. We do have life groups this Wednesday. Just always remember, we will always follow the school schedule. So if school is canceled, I know some of you high schoolers don't go on Wednesdays, but if your actual all school is canceled that day, we will not have stuff here. But I think we should be clear by Wednesday. So life groups this Wednesday. Come on out, check it out, be a part with us for life groups. It's always a great time. And that is everything, right? We don't have any other announcements, correct? Okay. And you don't have a joke for us today, Will? All right. No pun. He's running everything by himself back there. So he said, I don't have time for puns today, Rob. So Will is in charge back there. I don't want to mess with him on that. We do have a quick game we are doing. Who won last week, guys? Won last week or girls? Did the girls win? Hold on. Who did win? Because I feel like I was trying to get... I was cheating for one team, but... The girls definitely won? Okay. We'll say girls won. Girls, congratulations. We do need to get some rewards back, so... we're going to do a little word scramble game here. Word scramble game. This one is not as complicated as the ones in the past, though, okay? Yes, these are all going to be movies. The titles have been scrambled. If you know it, jump up out of your seats. If you know it, just stand up. We'll give it to you. If you don't know it, stay where you're at. Can leaders play? No. Leaders cannot play. You're always sharper than the rest. So, and here's what we will do for this one, okay? Whoever wins, this is going to be individual. So if you get more than 2 or 3, you could win. If you win, we will give you a free refuel for a friend, okay? So I'll just sign it off, give the form to you, give that to your friend. Be like, you're already paid for, it's done. Just fill this out, get your parents' permission, all right? So you can win a free refuel for a friend off of today's game. Super, super easy. Word scramble. Will, we go and put up the instructions just to make sure I'm saying it. I mean, I don't feel like there's a lot of instructions. What, Will? Why? Is it on there still? It was a great game. It was a solid game. Do you know why it's not coming up? Like everything's set? Is the file, like, is it saying the file's not there anymore? Oh, man. So, anybody got any good stories to tell real quick? Do I need to stall, or is it just not going to happen? Stephanie's got a joke. not by blood. Thanks for clarifying, Andrew, that she's not family. They met at a reunion, folks. It all started from there. Happy Valentine's Day. Stephanie, would you care to tell your joke now? How do you line up a soccer game? I don't know. Hey! Will's back there sitting in anger. He's like, I'm the one that makes them laugh. Sorry, Will. Hey, this is what happens when you don't provide, all right? Well, let's go ahead and we'll do some worship then and scrap the game, because if the game's not going to work, it's a good suggestion, Race. We don't have the right paddles here for that, though. So let's go ahead and go have some worship. You just scrapped the game because you wanted to go straight to worship, didn't you? All right. Well, I'll leave it over for you. Hey, let's all stand up. Have a good time today, guys. It's going to be a good morning. Be a part of things. And I'll hand it over to Andrew.
I'm not ready yet.
So, while Andrew's preparing himself,
This has been a quality experience
quality.
for our
Sure
online audience.
Online, you're like, I'm so glad I'm checking this out right now. Normally, this is top notch right here. It's just flowing and doing well. But anybody got anything good that's happened today?
Oh, I'm ready now.
Okay, yeah, this was a good one. I'm going to hand things over to Andrew, guys. Let's just have a great morning. How about that? Go take it away.
Oh my goodness. Let's pray, or let's not pray together. Let's worship the Father together. Sing with me. I am holding on to faith, 'cause I know you'll make a way, and I don't always understand, and I don't always get to see, but I will believe it, 'cause I will believe it. 'Cause you make mountains move, you make giants fall, you use songs of praise to shake prison walls, and I will speak to my fear, I will preach to my doubt. You were faithful then, you'll be faithful. make giants fall. You use songs of praise to shake prison walls. And I will speak to my feet. Oh, I will preach to my doubts. You were faithful then, you'll be faithful now. You make mountains move, you make giants fall. You use songs of praise to shake prison walls. I will speak to my fear. Oh, I will preach to my doubts. You were faithful then, you'll be faithful now. Oh, you were faithful then, you'll be faithful now.
Let the king of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. Let the king of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song, 'cause you are good. You're
God, we thank you for your goodness. God, we thank you that we can proclaim you as the King of our heart. God, that you will continue to be faithful to us for all of time, because you have done nothing but prove that. As we look in Scripture, God, you have been faithful and over again, and you promise to continue to be faithful to us. When times are hard, when circumstances are difficult, when times get uncomfortable, God, I pray that as we look into your word today, God, that you can give us truth to walk home with. God, that you can give us truth that can shape who we are as people, can change how we live our life. God, that may we take your words, God, and we can change the world because of you. God, we thank you for your goodness and the chance to get to be here, sing songs of praise, have fun, and look into your word for truth. God, we give you our praise this morning. Amen.
Hey, before we split, I need my mic.
Yes, you do.
I always forget about the online. We're going to break here in a second, but I just want to kind of set up what we're talking about. Do I have any, who's the younger brother, younger sibling in this group? Just raise your hand if you have an older brother and older sister. If that's you. So there's some of you in here. So some of you, how many would say, I am great at being a younger brother or a younger sister for all the wrong reasons? Yeah, Race, I know, you're going to get the award, buddy. I guarantee it at your house. All right, some of you, and older siblings, how many of you would say, man, my younger brother or sister, they know exactly, how far to push it with me before it breaks out, into just a war with some of you. Yeah, some of you guys are really good. So some of you are really good at being little brothers and sisters, and I want us to think about this. So I had an older brother, and a lot of times the siblings, you're the only ones in the house, and so you have to figure out to do stuff together. But my brother was a little bit older than me, and so it turned out less from just hanging out all the time together to more I'm just going to pester my way into his life. I will just see how much I can bother him and bug him until he shows me any sort of attention. Because even if he's chasing after me in anger, that was still fun for me because it was better than just being bored by myself. And so if you're a little brother or sister, you understand this. You understand the fun of arguing with them just to get them to argue with them. You understand of taking something from theirs just to see their response in it, or changing the channel just to see what they do. And so some of you are very good at being this, and I was great at being a little brother. I was constantly messing with my older brother, constantly doing stuff just to get at him, because how that fine line, just to poke just enough, that joke to make or something to take, or just antagonize. And brothers, I don't know if girls do this, but it was always I would do something to him, and he's like, I'm going to punch you if you don't stop. And that's when you're oh, I got you. So the game would be more how far can I push this before he actually gets mad? Does anybody have that sort of relationship with a sibling? Some of you. See, I would think that would be a little bit more. I feel like Eli would be really good at come on, Jonas, come on, what are you going to do? Come on, and just constantly do it. And my mom would always hear this from the other room. And I would literally there would be times where he would be in his room, practicing guitar or something. He was almost 6 years older than me. And I would just run, go into his room and knock something on the shelf and get out of there real quick. Or I would just throw something at him, and he's get out of here. I'm what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And just to see, and if he would start putting down his guitar, I'm ha, and I'd run and just mess with him just for no reason. And my mom would hear this, and she would just walk by. And she would and I've shared this with you before because it's such a mom thing to say. She would just walk by and go, cruising for a bruising, Rob. I'm just telling you right now. And I was cruising for a bruising? What does that even mean? Well, I found out, I would learn to, realize what that means. And she would always say that to me until, it gets to that point where I would finally, draw that line. Or if you're a little brother, you understand, you get too close and you forget how long their arms are or just how fast they can get. So I would mess, and he would just be poof, and just, hit me or something. And if mom wasn't there, it was even worse. And until you get beat. And then I would like come in like crying to my mom or something, like, oh, Charles hit me. And my mom, it was very rare where she gave any sort of care for that. I would come in and cry, and she would just keep doing what she's doing. She's like, I tried telling you, you always see how close you can get to provoke him, and then this always happens. I'm not, just go get out of here. And she never like he punched me, or any of this, unless it was like bad, then she would like say something to him. But normally it was just like, why do you do that? He's going to get you every time. Why do you always try to see how angry you can make him before? I kept telling you, you're cruising for a bruise. And she would just leave it at that. And I would just get so like, Mom didn't even say anything. But I would just poke it and poke it and poke it. And it's kind of what we're talking about today when dealing with this stuff of more to the story. For the past 3 weeks, we've been dealing with this topic of sexual integrity and what that means for us in our life. And so for mid-school, it's going to look different than it would for high school. And even for, some of you guys and girls, and that's why we're kind of splitting them today. Today, mid-school is going to stay all together for a very short time, and then we're going to give you guys a ton more small group time. And then high school, girls and guys, we're going to split up because I want to talk about what does that mean we live in this culture where like, let's see how close we can get to what we think is wrong. How close can we get to that sin? I mean, it's always the same question every time we talk about this. Like, where's the line? How far can we go? And what's too far? And we always want to see how close we can get to something. And then when something bad happens, or we feel guilty for something, or we find ourselves making a mistake, we're like, oh, how did this happen? And it's like, well, you got as close as you could. And then why are you surprised when something bad takes place? And so we're going to kind of look at that idea of why do we feel the need to get as close to something that we know might not be good for us as possible? Why do we get so, just how far can we get to it before that takes place? And so I want you to kind of have that in mind as you guys break off into your groups. So girls, you guys are going to be back in that room there. Andrew's going to be up here with mid-school. High school guys will go upstairs to the commons again, all right? So let's go out and break. Have a great morning, guys. Think about how this applies to your life. Have great discussions in your small groups. And then I'm going to have mid-school